Hi chat, Sarah Bowls here. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. In today's video, I am bringing you another top 10 list, and today we have my top 10 bowling icks. If you have any bowling icks, make sure that you leave them in the comments because I am sure there are plenty that I am forgetting while I'm not in the heat of the moment. But let's get into my top 10 bowling icks. Starting off strong at number 1 is people who hit, kick, ball returns, the chairs and the centers. No one understands how expensive these things are. These are not your property. These centers work so hard to keep all of their stuff in great condition to provide you with the best bowling experience. So people who hit things, break things, just the biggest ick ever. Like, blame yourself, please, Lord. Number 2, this might be a little bit controversial, but I do not care. My channel, my rules. I'm gonna say whatever my little heart desires. You heard? Anyways, number 2 on my top 10 bowling icks is people who want 2-lane courtesy during league. This is just league. This is not a tournament. This is not a PBA event. This is not some fancy whatever. Your average is usually, like, the people who always want this 2-lane courtesy and are so obnoxious over it usually have like a 160 average. And I'm not saying that anything is wrong with a 160 average by any means, but it's like, worry about your game and upping your freaking average than like 2 lanes. Like, whatever I'm doing on my lane, and I implement this when I'm coaching other people, when I'm talking to other people, whatever anyone else is doing does not bother me. It does not matter to me. Why are you focused on what someone else is doing? You should be focused on your own bowling. You do not need 2-lane courtesy. More power to you. If I'm ever bowling with you, I'm ever bowling next to you, let's bowl at the same freaking time, because it never will bother me. Like, I do not understand. Number 3 on my top 10 bowling icks is people who give unsolicited advice. If you've been around for long enough, or literally the last 2 seconds, I'm sure there's 1,000,000,005 comments that you've seen in my comments and other bowlers who post on social media's comments of giving unsolicited advice. And half the time this advice is bogus. It's never right. It's inaccurate for these people's game styles, my game style. What works for you might not work for someone else, and what works for someone else might not work for you. To each their own. Everyone's bowling game is so different. Leave everyone alone. Like, let them do whatever they want. It never will affect you. Number 4 in my top 10 list of bowling icks is people who think that because they know a pro, or a pro is in their family, or their family had this average, or their whoever had this average, shot this score, whatever, those people, you all know exactly who I'm talking about, think that just because of that, their opinion is valid, or even sometimes so far as saying that their opinion is gospel-like. I do not care. Like, I cannot tell you enough how much I do not care. It doesn't matter to me. If I didn't ask for your opinion, which just ties back into the last point, if I didn't ask for your opinion, if your advice, your anything, why are you giving it to me? Stay in your own lane, bro. Stay in your own lane. It doesn't matter what anyone you know or have been surrounded by does. Worry about you. I'll worry about me. Moral of the story here. My number 5 bowling ick is people who blame everything but themselves. People go as far as to blame the lane, the ball surface, their thumbs, their oil, their pro shop owner, their literally anything, their teammates, whatever you can possibly think of. Oh my Lord, people around me bowling have blamed. You threw the bad shot, you knew you threw a bad shot. How are you gonna blame something that's outside of, like, you? Like, your body is not a machine, it's a body, and it's not always gonna do the same exact thing every single time. Like, if you throw a bad shot, do whatever you have to do and just carry on with your day. Like, carry on to the next shot. Like, after that shot, like, spare it up if you can. If you can't spare it up, forget about it and move on to the next one. It's not everyone or anything's fault because you threw a bad shot. Like, take responsibility, accountability, whatever you want to call it, for your bad shots. That kind of leads in a little way to my number 6 bowling ick is people who think that just because their ball touched the head pin that they should automatically strike. The amount of times I see this in league, everyone thinks that just because, and this goes to parents, not really even like bowlers most of the time, like a lot of parents and grown adults that I bowl in league with, just because your ball hits a head pin does not mean that you deserve a strike. Like, bowling is 100% physics. Like, pin action is quite literally 100% physics. Like, do I need to explain this even? Just because your ball hits the head pin does not mean that this one just gets me fired up. Like, you throw a bad shot and you barely touch the head pin and you think because you hit the head pin you should strike. Get out of here. Go somewhere else right now. That's all I'm saying for that. Coming in at number 7 on my top 10 bowling icks is people who think that a new ball will fix all of their bowling technique issues. It will bring them higher scores. It will fix every problem that they have when it comes to their game. A new ball does not equal higher scores. A new ball does not equal fixing your technique issues. You have to figure out what's going on with your current equipment and your current game before you can expect a new ball to do something else for you. People say this all the time. I do understand where there are circumstances where balls are dead, balls are super duper used, but a new ball does not guarantee higher scores, and a lot of the people that I bowl with every single day feel this way. And just because I have a new ball for the video, for the league, for the whatever, does not mean I'm automatically going to shoot this high score. Maybe I'm unsure of its reaction, I'm not trusting of its reaction. Moral of the story here, a new ball does not equal higher scores. This ties directly into number 8 on my top 10 bowling icks list. People who do not practice but then complain all the time that they're not getting any better, or they keep consistently missing spares, or they keep missing their mark, etc. You can't expect a new ball to do all the work for you, and you can't expect to get any better if you don't put time into the game. This is a game where it's currently evolving. Your form, your technique, your everything always has room for improvement. Nobody is always perfect in bowling. I mean, it's freaking bowling. Practice makes progress, and I cannot say this enough. I definitely preach this when it comes to the people that I'm coaching. Practice makes progress. You're never going to be perfect. If you don't put time in on the lanes to work on your approach, work on your release, work on learning about your bowling balls, your ball motion, etc., you're never going to see those higher scores that you think that this new ball is going to bring you. You're never going to be able to progress in your overall technique if you don't put in the time and effort to practice. Practice is so important in bowling. Number 9 on my top 10 bowling icks list of 2024 is people who do not clean up after themselves after league. I just had league this morning, and I have picked up so many papers, so many tape backings, so many pencils, so many cups, etc. off of the tables. The bowling alley staff has to clean it up. It doesn't take that long to like throw away your tape backing, and like the tape backing or like the cups, things that like you're using constantly is a different level of frustration for me. Like, is not hard to just like throw it away. Like, you can pick it up when you're leaving, and I guarantee that there is a garbage can on your way out of your local center. These people here work so hard to provide you with the best bowling experience you can have, especially when it comes to during leagues and tournaments. The very least you could do is clean up after yourself. Literally never gonna kill you. It takes what, an extra 10 seconds maybe? And for God's sakes, you used the tape, you drank out of the cup, etc. Clean up after yourselves. This is not kindergarten. And number 10 on this list is people who expect their pro shop owner to remember everything. I have some people come into the pro shop that I help out at and expect the pro shop owner to know everything about their entire arsenal, everything about their entire bowling past, just everything about them. Oh, you know, this ball did this ball did that. Do you know how many balls your pro shop owner drills? Do you know how many people that they see? Do you really think that they remember everything about you? Absolutely not. They have to look up your spec sheet. They have to look up your drill sheet. They have to be reminded of what they've drilled for you already, what you're looking for. Your pro shop owner is not know-it-all of your information specifically. They're just regular people. Like, they have lives outside of this. Like, it's just unfathomable for me. I would expect my pro shop owner to know everything about every ball that he's drilled for me, every crazy some of the stuff that these people expect. So you can provide the pro shop owner with the information that he needs to be able to help you progress your game in the best way possible. That is all for my top 10 icks of bowling, my top 10 icks bowling edition. I am posting every single day in December. If you didn't already know, go catch up on those videos. Get ready for the next ones that are coming. If you guys are enjoying these videos so far, if you have any other top 10 lists or content that you would like to see from me in the coming days, please make sure that you drop me a comment below. But there are so many bowling icks, and I'll go to war over these bowling icks. If we're being completely honest, I do not care what anyone has to say about them. These opinions are my own. Everyone is entitled to their own freaking opinion. I'm not judging you for what you say, you're bowling. So do me the same due respect, the same due diligence, and don't be bothering me about it. But if you guys like this video, make sure that you give it a thumbs up, hit the subscribe button and the notification bell to be notified every time that I post a video. Make sure that you check out my link in the description for all of my social media as well as my H5G merch. If you do happen to order anything from H5G's website, use the code Rutherford20 to save 20% on your entire order. And I will catch you guys in the next video. Peace out, dogs. Young and I that bottom buddy made it happen. I don't wanna make no friends, put me to my hands. Who we think he is?
turn nothing to something. I look at your cousin, the youngest is me and it right. And I promise to keep it 100, keep it 100. You see me down in the house, so you got to respect me. Fuck you, give me my check, please.